here we are back with another Transits Fridays. I had my mic off just then. I'm so glad I noticed that. Okay, so it's pretty much eclipse day in some places, and in some other places in the world, the eclipse has happened already, like in Brazil. Now, I am doing this video in advance, so today is still Sunday 9th, and I am just about to fly to the UK. So I'm flying to the UK tomorrow because unfortunately this eclipse season is coming up as um very strong health crisis to my partner's mom. And unfortunately, it really seems like she's passing, so I'll be going there. But I really wanted to do this video and be here on Friday because today, Friday, I'm definitely offline and just giving him as much support as I can and just being present and 100% there with him. That's basically what my plan is. And yeah, so I might not be feeling as chirpy as usual, but I am here and I am still very much an advocate for constructive astrology and the idea that actually life is made of phases, and some of these phases may feel a little bit more turbulent than others, but they are nevertheless necessary. I have bought a book about grief, which has been very insightful, and I'm hoping to get a lot of insights and ideas on how to best support my partner and how to best go through these things myself as well when the time comes. And it's a book written by Darling Gunsberg, who is one of my tutors at the MA in cultural astronomy and astrology. So I really respect her work. I've always loved her classes, so I am really enjoying reading this book in this moment. And yeah, that's it. So if you guys can send prayers and thoughts and loving, healing energy my way so I can pour it into him because basically this is all about him now, for me, anyways. So, okay. So this is the chart for today, Friday. As you can see, the eclipse has already perfected, yet the energy is still there in the air. In my previous video, I was talking about many of the different topics and themes that we may expect with this eclipse season, or in particular with this full moon eclipse. And I think there is a lot of letting go of the Virgoan shadows here. So we're talking about letting go of overthinking, overanalyzing, trying to control things, etc. And here we have a stronger sense of surrendering and learning to surrender and tighten up our relationship with the spiritual realm, the spiritual world, and what our spiritual beliefs are as well, like have a little bit more clarity around that. Now, obviously, the energy of the eclipse will keep will keep in the air for a while. It's not gonna just be gone because it's not perfected anymore. And as we know, when we talk about eclipse, we talk about eclipse season usually. So there is a couple of weeks here where we are in between worlds as well here. So that's definitely there. It's powerful. There are a couple more videos about the eclipse. So have a look if you're interested, if you want to dive a little bit deeper into that. But also, the other thing that's really important that's happening this week is here we go, Saturday the 15th. So tomorrow, from when you're watching this video, Mercury will go retrograde as well. So we already have Venus retrograde at 7 degrees Aries, and Mercury is going to turn retrograde at 9 degrees Aries. Now, that's really important to note because that's the exact degree of the new moon eclipse that we're going to have between the 29th, 28th, the end of March, basically, depending where you are in the world. So this new moon will happen at the exact degree that Mercury is stationing and turning retrograde. So there is something about the ninth degree of Aries that's very relevant right now for us. That's really important. And that we're going to be setting intentions later on. So some of the issues, some of the things, some of the thoughts and the ideas that we are reviewing, we are looking into again, that's going to be very much under the spotlight during the new moon as well. So this is a great day for journaling, for writing down, jotting down thoughts um and really just getting in touch with what's coming back to us, because with retrograde planets there's a sense of something coming back, something returning, something really being back for us to deal with. And sometimes it can be past relationships, exes, etc. But it could also be an opportunity or an article that you've been writing and you stopped, and you have an opportunity to go back to edit and rewrite something. So during these times, it's really important to review, revision, not commit to something, not rush into making any decisions and into making any ultimatums as well. I think ultimatums really do not go down well um, during Mercury retrograde, because we tend to change our minds. We tend to rethink and um, realize that actually that's not what we meant, or that's not what we really need, or that we didn't have the full picture. So we made a rush decision and an ultimatum based on what we think, based on what we think it was the best thing, or what we thought was the truth, and then it turns out it really isn't what we thought it was. So that's a reminder that here we are in eclipse season. Is a delicate moment, is a delicate moment of change, of transition, of non-negotiables, of letting go, of surrendering into these changes, but also going internally a little bit more, turning inwards a little bit as well, with Mercury and Venus going retrograde. And obviously with the lunar phase here as well, because we're going from a full moon to a last quarter. So here, Monday, the moon is in Scorpio and trining, but closing, right? Coming to close, coming to form a last square and to conjoin the sun again, which is when we're going to have a new moon again. But it's usually a time of inwards energy or inwards motion. And it really resonates with Mercury and Venus here as well. Now, another aspect for this week is the perfected conjunction between the Sun and Neptune. So Sun, Neptune, North Node here, quite close as well, but the Sun and Neptune at 29 degrees Pisces. So an important time for healing emotions, letting go, surrendering, forgiving, compassion. The moon is also coming here to trine, potentially look kind of a grand trine between Mars, Saturn, and the moon as well in Scorpio. So between Wednesday and Tuesday, there could be some like emotional healing of whatever situation we went through during this full moon eclipse. And like I said before, eclipses does not, they do not have to be bearing doom and gloom news. Sometimes these changes are actually quite happy indeed. And obviously sometimes there's a case like what I'm going through my partner, for example, which is a non-negotiable, and it is the death of a loved one, very close person, and we need to deal with grief. And I think this is such a supportive aspect and energy to go through between Tuesday and Wednesday, of really um of really letting the emotions go through us, run through us, and feeling these emotions. Mars and the moon are in mutual reception here as well. So the moon in Scorpio and Mars in Cancer, so they're each other's sign. So they work as a pair here, as a kind of a, they work as a team somehow. And yeah, I really feel that this could be a wonderful day to let the emotions wash over and do creative work as well, do some sort of transcendent activity, creative transcendent activity here, something that elevates us, something that's rather than just getting drunk for no reason, I guess. I mean, sometimes having a drink is nice with our friends, but having a container here, having a spiritual kind of container would be perfect, would be really, really great. So, and also here we go, 20th of March, another shift of this week, and that's beginning of Aries season. And with the beginning of Aries season, we obviously have um the new astrological year as well. I'm trying to find the moment that the sun turns into Aries, just to have a look at the configurations. As you can see, the chart is moving minute by minute. We got 0003 here in the sun. So I just wanted to go to 00. Oh, there we go. Just 1 second here. Okay, so 29:59, boom, here we are, the ingress and the beginning of the new astrological year, as I said. So we've got the sun as 0 Aries, and these configurations can tell us something about the astrological year as well. This new year, what is it going to be about? What are the energies that we gonna have as well, that we can count on it, etc. And moon is in Sag, so we've got a moon in trine to Venus and Mercury, and the moon is forming a trine to the midpoint between them as well. So there is a very interesting trine, but the energy seems to be that of reviewing with that Venus and Mercury retrograde. We've got Venus in sextile as well to Pluto. So a powerful transformation is still there in the cards for this year. But that's something that we will be experiencing on Thursday as a shift as well. So it's a kind of a energy for the astrological new year, but also the energy for the Aries season as well. And here we are, the 21st of March. When is the beginning of spring in the northern hemisphere, which is where I'm gonna be about, as you hear and see me in this video. So I'm not gonna be wearing these kinds of clothes for a little while. I think it's quite cold in there. So that's it, really. So we've got Mercury on retrograde, we've got the Sun Neptune conjunction, the Grand Trine in water, and the ingress of the Sun in Aries. So the Aries season beginning as well. So that's it. A little bit of still a little bit, well, there's always movement, I guess, but it's still some movement going on and in this eclipse season, so in between eclipses, so a lot of changes. So don't forget to go inwards, don't rush into making decisions and taking steps forward and etc. Be kind to yourself, be kind to each other as well, and send us love and light if you can during this challenging time, during this sacred transition as well. And I will be seeing you all hopefully next week. So, lots of love to you. Take care. And I really appreciate you here. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Ciao, ciao.